Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make chicken piccata, or my take on it anyway. I think chicken piccata is one of those things people don't make because it looks a little bit difficult or it looks a little fancy because you're using some capers and it's got a nice pan sauce. So easy. Comes together so quickly. This makes a perfect evening meal. You could even get your chicken ready the night before, and you could truly be eating dinner within 30 minutes. Maybe 40 by the time you get a side ready and everything. Anyway, so what we're going to need for our chicken piccata is, of course, we need some chicken. I've got some skinless, boneless chicken breasts. I've got 2. You're going to need probably about 1.5 pounds or so, somewhere around there, depending upon how thick you want your chicken breast to be. We are going to pound these out a little bit so they're nice and uniform, and we're also going to cut this in half, but we'll do that a little bit. Then you're going to need some chicken broth. This is our homemade chicken broth. You certainly can use your favorite store-bought chicken broth. Wade will put a link on this video somewhere in case you want to give a shot of making your own. It really does make a difference. Makes it even a little bit more special. We're going to need a little bit of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to make a creamy sauce for our chicken piccata. It's not always creamy. We're only going to have 1/3 cup of heavy cream in there. But if you do want to cut down on the calories, a little bit of the calories and fat in this dish, you can omit this. The recipe is going to call for a cup of chicken stock or chicken broth, not stock, chicken broth. I'd use a cup and just replace your 1/3 cup of heavy cream with chicken broth. All right, so in total, you're going to need about a cup and 1/3. Then we're going to need some flour to dust our chicken in. We're going to season our chicken with salt, pepper, and your favorite Italian season mix. We're going to need about 3 cloves of garlic, or 2 big ones. Or 3. This one's a little small, so I thought, I'll use that one. We're going to need, so like I said, we need some flour for dusting. We're going to need a little flour to thicken up our sauce as we go through. We're going to need some fresh parsley. You don't have to get fancy with this. I just pick it off I get the parsley bunch, I pick it off, and then I just take these top seeds and just pop them off. I wouldn't even bother cutting it up. I don't particularly like to get the stems in there, so I'll cut the stems off. But so that's just a piece of parsley pulled off the stalk. All right, you don't have to be fancy with it. You could use dry parsley as well if that's what you've got. The parsley just adds that little herbaceous flavor to it. We're going to need some capers. Definitely rinse your capers. Capers are generally very salty. They're in a brine, so you're going to need about 2 tablespoons. A little shy of about 1/4 cup, but do rinse them well because they're going to be really salty if you don't. And we're going to need, of course, one of the big ingredients for chicken piccata is its lemon. So we're going to need some lemon. We're going to need some nice olive oil and butter to get frying, and I think that's it. So let's get cooking. All right, guys, so we've got one of the chicken breasts here, and we're gonna cut that in half, okay? So that this recipe is gonna be for 4 servings. So quick and easy. Just make sure you kind of have an idea of where your knife is. Just gonna cut it nicely in half. Doesn't have to be Perfect. All right, so we're just gonna break that down and cut it here. All right, so we're gonna pound this out. I'm gonna leave that there so that makes a nice, we've done this before, but we're gonna go over it again. We got our chicken breast. I got some parchment paper here because I don't have the right saran wrap for it. All right, so no, just leave it there, fold this over it. Now, how far you want or how thin you want is completely up to you. I don't like it too thin. You're looking for it to be about, really the most important thing is you want it to be a consistent thickness so it cooks all at the same time. All right, so again, if you've got a meat tenderizer, you want to use the soft part. If you don't have a meat tenderizer, use the bottom of a good sturdy glass or your rolling pin. All right, so now you don't have to have this between the paper or plastic or something. It just kind of keeps the mess down a little bit. But as you see, we're getting a little bit, and again, I'm not knocking down a wall, so we don't need to pulverize it, but so you're going to do this with each half of your chicken breast to about the size you want. So, you know, that I'd say right now is about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to go maybe a little bit thinner on it. But for this purposes, that's probably pretty good for the way I like it when I make it. All right, that's just about where I want it. Now, the reason I had the gloves on is because I would do this with the gloves on anyway, just to keep contamination, but because I'm showing you guys how I do it, normally I would do all 4 of them at once, but we're going to get this one done, get it seasoned, get it breaded, put it on the plate, then we'll do the rest of them and we'll come back and fry them. All right, so that's good right about there for this particular purpose. All right, that little loin, I'll probably, matter of fact, I'm going to cut that off. It's going to end up not frying the way I want it to. All right, so I'm going to take off these gloves. Throw them out. All right, so we've got our salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. I'm going to mix that up nice. Mix that all in together. Now, as I said, the capers are pretty salty, but this is going to be most of the salt and pepper that you're going to see in there, so you want to do it liberally. All right, put it on there pretty good, both sides. Let's turn this little guy, he does not want to separate there. Okay, so then we're going to take it, and we're going to, I am going to fry this up too, but I'll just save that to the end because that'll cook really quick. So then we're going to take it and dredge it in our flour. And you want the flour, it doesn't have to be really, really thick, but you want to make sure, just like many times we've done this, you want to make sure you get a nice coating of flour on there so that you get that nice brown color. Also, that little bit of flour is going to add a little bit of thickener to your sauce. And then you give it a good shake. And then you're going to put this aside on a plate until you get all of your chicken pounded out and floured. All right, so I'm going to do the rest of them, then we'll come back and we'll get them in the frying pan. Okay, we got our chicken all pounded out, seasoned, floured. All right. In this pan, in this sauté pan, I've had it heating on medium heat. You definitely want it to be heated on medium for about 2 minutes or so. You want it to be hot when you put your oil in it. I've had it on going for quite a bit, so I'm gonna I'm using olive oil. You can use your preferred type of oil. I like olive oil in this recipe. So you want probably a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And you can see when I put that in, it's doing that little bubbly thing, so it's hot enough. I don't want it to be, don't want the pan so hot that it smokes, but it's got those few little bubbles in there. That looks about right to me. Then we're going to take maybe about a little less than a tablespoon of butter. Get that all in there. Now we're going to do this in 2 batches. So, we'll take our first piece of chicken. So again, our what we want to do is get this brown nicely. So we'll take one, get it in there, and we'll take another one. So we should be able to get 2 in there, and it's got a little bit of a sizzle to it. That's good. I don't want it to burn, but I want to get a good brown on that. And that's going to probably take a good 3 to 5 minutes on each side. And again, we've pounded that. The chicken has been pounded out to maybe just about a ½ inch, maybe a little bit less. All right, so then we might as well, while we're at it, might as well get our garlic ready. So we want some minced garlic. We've done this before, guys. We got our garlic clove. I just kind of slice it down like that a little bit. I'm going to take our rocking knife and just mince it up. Mince it up as fine as you like it. Some people can't stand getting a piece of garlic. Me, I don't mind it at all if I get a big chunk of garlic, but some people don't like it. I don't know if using garlic in chicken piccata is really the kind of the Italian-American way that people, when people started putting these recipes together. I don't think chicken piccata is specifically an Italian recipe, but I could be wrong. But I don't know if we went to Italy and we went to a restaurant if we'd see this on the menu. So you want you're gonna need at least about 2 tablespoons of your minced garlic when you're done. A little bit more if you like a little bit more garlic. But looks to me like those 3 cloves of garlic are just about 2 tablespoons. All right. Take a little quick peek. Yep, that's brown, and you can see it's moving nicely. It's not stuck. I want a little tiny bit browner than that. We'll be back in a minute or so when that gets to the point I want. Okay, guys, it's exactly where I want it. I had a little bit left of my seasoning, so I threw a little bit more on top. I want to use it all. I'll do that with the other side as well and the other chickens. But we have a beautiful golden brown. We'll turn this over. Look at that. So again, see, that it doesn't move yet because it hasn't formed the crust. I know that just seems like it's this miracle to me that when it crusts over, it then moves in the pan well. I don't know. I'm sure I learned that from one of the many cookbooks I've read or cooking shows, but it works. So like I said, that probably took just about 3 to 4 minutes. It's going to take at least that on each side. We're going to let that get nice and browned, and we'll finish up, and then we'll make our sauce. So I'll be back in a few minutes, so you don't have to sit here and be entertained with me talking to you for the next 3 or 4 minutes, because that would seem like an eternity, I'm sure. And we'll get those 2 in the plate, throw the other one in, and then when we come back, we'll do our sauce. Okay, guys, we've got a beautiful golden brown on the other side. So because we're doing this in batches, we're going to take this, put it onto a clean plate, and put it aside. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to this. No more butter at this point. I just wanted you to get a picture in there, hon. you can see, you know, you've got those little brown bits from the butter, but that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's not burnt. So I'm just going to put a little bit more olive oil in. We've got enough butter in there. And I'm going to get our other chicken breast in. So we're going to do these ones the same exactly as that. And when we've done that, we'll come back and make our quick sauce. Okay guys, our chicken is lovely, golden brown and delicious. All right, I've turned my heat source down to just about low, just for a few minutes as we get the rest of this stuff ready for our sauce. So we've got all our nice beautiful pan drippings in there. We're going to probably want about another, you know, tablespoon. That's probably a little bit less. Tablespoon in your pan with your pan drippings. All right, we're going to put our flour in there. Going to get that all going together, get it cooked. A couple minutes or a minute or so. We're not really cooking the flour. I guess we are in a little ways. We're just getting that little bit of that floury taste out. All right, then I'm going to throw my garlic in. And we just want to kind of saute that and scrape up the crusty bits for about 30 seconds or so. And I've said this many times, you're going to smell it. So as soon as it becomes florally, as soon as you can smell it, that's good. There, I got it. Just about 30 seconds. I'm going to turn my pan up to medium again. Okay, I'm going to add my chicken stock, chicken broth. This is chicken broth, not chicken stock. And on medium, we're going to let this get warm and get up all the little crusty bits. All right, in the meantime, we're going to get our lemon. Sometimes you roll it a little bit on your palm and a hard surface. It will bring the juices out a little bit. So I've washed this lemon, of course, the outside. I'm just going to cut it. And we're going to need about a tablespoon or so. I'm just going to squeeze it. Try not to get any seeds. Okay, that's definitely at least a tablespoon. Let's get that stir so you can see now all of it's starting to thicken a little bit. It's gotten warm, so it's got all those nice little crusty bits up. It smells of beautiful lemons. All right, then I'm going to get my cream in there. Kind of mix it if you can as you're doing it so it doesn't look as though it's curdled. So now, again, you can leave the heavy cream out. That will reduce the calories a bit. Look at that delicious creamy sauce. I'm going to put the rest of our seasoning, our salt, pepper, and Italian season that I didn't use on as I was sauteing. We can turn this down to just, say, medium-low. Look at how thick and delicious that is. I'm going to give it a quick taste. Perfect. Got our capers. And don't forget your parsley to give it that just kind of little bit of herbaceousness. And that is just about done. All right, we're going to add our chicken back in. I'm going to turn this down to low now because that's nice and thick. I'm going to add our chicken back in. Any of your drippings in there as well. You wouldn't want to throw out all that flavor. Then we're going to take a spoon and put it over the top. Now at this point your chicken should be cooked. We're going to let this kind of sit out here in its sauce and everything absorb all those nice flavors for probably about 5-10 minutes. Plus that's also going to warm up warm up your chicken that was sitting out. All right guys, there you have it. I just want you to see, look at that, beautiful. Nice thick pan sauce. Again, if you want to omit the heavy cream to save a few calories, you certainly can. The sauce is going to look a little bit thinner than that, but it will thick up with the flour. So you'll still have a really nice pan sauce. Of course, the heavy cream makes it a little tiny bit nicer. All right, we are almost ready to serve that. We're going to let that just simmer on low for about 5 minutes, and then it'll be done. We'll see you when we're ready to eat. Pictures. We're back and we're ready to eat. Okay, all set? Dig in. It's as good as it smells.
Looks like it should be on the front of a magazine. Oh. It's so nice.
Not quite, but thank you. What do you think? Good?
It's delicious.
Nice and tender and juicy.
Yeah. Taste the lemons. Nice lemony flavor.
Came out really nice.
Really good.
That little tiny bit of brininess that's left from the capers. And tonight we're having this, we'll have a salad, but it's over there, that I didn't make. Didn't have time, and we were hungry, so we're just having it with some roasted potatoes. Yeah. This is so easy to do. Of course, if you're watching it, it probably looks like it's taking a lot, but one of our cats is shaking the door to get in from the cellar. It's really easy to make. Please, I hope that you enjoyed as much watching this as much as we enjoyed cooking with you guys. I hope you'll make this, try this if you've never made chicken piccata before. It's a lot easier than it looks, and it will become one of your favorites.
Yep. Check us out on cherryhillhomecooking.com. Please subscribe and like. And see you in the next video.
Ciao.
Bye.
So what's that?
It was good. First time I think I had it.